What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark, MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. But today I'm tackling a TV series. This is The Bondsman, Season 1. Hopefully Season 1. I'd like to see this thing return. Amazon, balls in your court, your move. This does have audio description, and it's pretty fantastic. It was also a Blumhouse production, so maybe they need to stick to TV shows. Because this works better than at least half of their film output. At least. At least half of their film output. So inherently, we're already moving in the right direction. It stars Kevin Bacon, Jennifer Nettles, who, by the way, has a hilarious IMDb page that has not been updated ever. It talks about her as a beginning vocalist. It doesn't even mention that her band's name is Sugarland or their success. It stops before that point. It stops around 2001 or 2002. So not only does it not talk about her acting career, it talks about her as if she's this undiscovered talent waiting for the right call, and that she was never in a band called Sugarland. Which is hilarious. I'm like, girl, whoever is doing your publicity, fire them. Your IMDb page hasn't been updated in 25 years. Well, 20, 23, maybe 23 years, something like that. I don't know, it's older than Maxwell Jenkins, who's her co-star here, I think. I think the last time, I don't even think he was born yet, the last time this page was updated. Maxwell, you'd remember him from the Lost in Space reboot, among other things. That's sort of the biggest thing that he did. It's where I really started noticing him. He's done other things since then. And Beth Grant, who has been in a whole bunch of movies, including No Country for Old Men, probably most notably. So great when you need a Southern voice. Yeah, Jennifer Nettles, I love her because The Righteous Gemstones. So this was running at the same time that she got to sort of do a couple of the final episodes of The Righteous Gemstones. And what it is Kevin Bacon plays this, I know, shocking bondsman. I know, right? Who would have thought that there would be a bondsman in a show called The Bondsman? But he plays this bondsman who's sort of at the top of the series. This isn't really a spoiler because this is what the series is about. He gets killed. He shows up at a gig and to try to get some people, but it ends up sort of they end up getting him, slitting his throat, and he dies. And he doesn't die. And he comes back and has to try to figure out a way how to come back. And he's still got the neck wound, and trying to figure out how to hide it because he doesn't really know why he's alive. And it turns out that he now works for the devil as a bounty hunter, trying to bring these demons that have escaped hell back to hell. And that's how he gets to go back to Earth and try to rekindle things with his ex-wife, who is now with this guy named Lucky, who is also the one that ordered the hit on him. He has a son named Cade, which is who Maxwell Jenkins plays, and he works with his mom, Beth Grant. So it's a family affair. So those are sort of the four core characters, and would be the four core characters moving forward into another season if they returned. Obviously, some stuff happens, things shift around. There are other characters that are sort of supporting people who live in and around and work in and around places that pop in and out. And he struggles with whether or not to keep it a secret, but he obviously has to tell some people. So, and then you tell one person, and then they tell, you tell another person, another. So eventually becomes the worst kept secret. But yeah, I got like Buffy vibes. I got Lucifer vibes. I got vibes of a whole bunch of shows like this that could run a long time. Supernatural, you know, those kind of shows. This could work for Kevin Bacon, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. Season 1 was 8 episodes, and they run about a half hour each. So it's like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, we're out. You know, you don't end up ever feeling like an episode was too long. Um, if anything, you want more, and there's something to be said for leaving the audience wanting more, because this becomes a really easily bingeable series, and it becomes the kind of series that Amazon can't say no to, you know, because it's well packaged for what it is. It's accessible. It's gory for horror fans, so it's not one of those sort of it's not a horror series that is, you know, well, I guess it's horror because technically it's about like vampires, or it's like the no, this legitimately is gory. I mean, there's like there's been some description. There was something about some, like the half of somebody's face was on the ground. I think that was in like the second episode. There was the poor guy that was like eating lunch. That was, man, that was rough. And then sort of there's an exploration with the concept of Lilith, and which we've seen in shows like Lucifer also, that Lilith being a character. So Lilith starts coming into play, and stuff that happens to people because of Lilith, specifically men, not great. Not great for the men. Um, so, and sort of leaves the series on a note where Lilith is sort of maybe sort of Cade could be in danger, and if Kevin Bacon doesn't do what he's supposed to do. So she seems to have a weird control over men, but not undead men. So he's safe, but his son is not undead. So yeah, I liked where this was going. I liked how this played out. I liked that it left on a we need season 2 type of vibe. I like the cast. Yeah, I like that it's not just Kevin Bacon, that they felt a good amount of time that spent on developing Marianne, the ex-wife, Jennifer Nettles' character. I love that we get to hear her sing. That's a huge part of the show, is that she's also the singer who's kind of being squandered in this town, and her boyfriend Lucky is trying to, you know, make things happen, more things happen for her as a singer. He's also kind of a bum and another a kind of a liar and scoundrel of himself. So there's a reason why she's not like, you know, famous, even though she's got the voice of Jennifer Nettles. Yeah, so I think you should watch The Bondsman. I don't know that it's like epic Emmy television by any means, but all of the shows that I listed were all the kind of shows that their fan bases would have loved seeing them in Emmy consideration, because they're wildly entertaining and ran for multiple seasons. So The Bondsman is one of those shows that if Future Me came back, Travel from the Future, and was like, yeah, we're looking forward to season 7 of The Bondsman, I'd be like, I'm not surprised. Feels like a show that could run for 7 seasons easily, you know. Buffy ran for 7. I think Lucifer ran for 7-ish, close to it. Don't ask me questions, I don't know. Supernatural obviously ran for like double that. So yeah, it's a strong recommend, and the Kevin Bacon is fun. I love Jennifer Nettles. I thought she was great on Righteous Gemstones. She always brought just the right mood that you needed from Amy Lee in that show. Like, everybody else is a crazy character, and Amy Lee always felt like she was not. And that was such a smart move to play with her, was to not make her like one of the cuckoo banana characters, like everyone else, was to kind of keep her centered, because she was like the thing that happened before, and now we see them all now. So I love the fact that she's continuing to do more things. I think Maxwell Jenkins is one of the strongest young actors that we have right now. I liked him. He was also on a short-lived Apple Plus show called Dear Edward, which I thought deserved more attention, and it only lasted one season, which was very unfortunate. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, and Beth Grant is a perfect character actress, being elevated to get to give a lot more to do here, and sort of that sidekick role almost to Bacon. Yeah, check it out. The audio description, fantastic. I mean, like it's gory. It describes the hell characters. It describes this series sort of like walks a fine line with comedy quite often, and it walks that fine line with when it's funny, let's be funny. It's not typically scary. Like it's not like outrageously scary unless you're just scared of gore. It's not intentionally like trying to scare you, which is probably for the better. I don't know that it would be. It's hard to pull off a legitimately scary show like this for a long period of time and keep it good and keep it constantly scary. I think it works better in this sort of mold that we've seen before, that's worked before. If it ain't broke, just cast appropriately, come up with a new twist that we haven't quite seen, and lean heavily on Kevin Bacon because he's the draw. It's a smart move. It's a smart play. And I like the Bondsman. I'm going to give season 1 a B+. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I will see you guys on the other side.